Last week we saw a very slow week on both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this week I think we are ready for major volatility. FOMC is coming and I'm looking for new long positions on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum, and in today's video I will be providing you guys with my updates on both of them. What we can see on the daily time frame for Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is shifting structure right over here towards the upside. It is not only shifting structure, but it's also shifting structure after a very strong local liquidity sweep right over here. Because this high over here brought Bitcoin to a lower low over here, compared to this low that brought us to that high, this high became a very significant high to break, and therefore we have seen a valid and high probability break of structure back towards the upside on the daily time frame, which is a major sign of strength. Now a lot of people were looking at this sweep over here and then this break of structure to the downside over here on the daily time frame as well, but this one has now been invalidated due to the fact that we saw a more recent break of structure towards the upside right over here for Bitcoin. At the same time, Bitcoin is also reclaiming that very pivotal range low level right over here, in which we can see that we had the range low level right there and the range high area for Bitcoin right over here. The range low had been acting as support many times in the past, and then we saw a major breakdown right over here. Now we know that if price breaks down out of a range, if price is truly bearish, it usually doesn't offer these perfect retests like we saw right over there and also like we saw right over here. So the fact that we have now reclaimed that range low area right over here after seeing several bearish retests, I think that is a major sign of strength by the bulls. So we have seen a confirmed deviation below the range low, we have seen a local liquidity sweep on Bitcoin, we have seen a local break of structure towards the upside on Bitcoin, and also we have now confirmed that reclaim of the range low level as well after confirming the deviation. So that means that we can start looking for swing longs on Bitcoin, targeting that range high right over here, aka targeting a new all-time high. 14 days of completely free access to what I think is the best and also most authentic trading community in the space, Tribe Capital. No credit card information needed, no strings attached, just 14 days of premium access to Tribe Capital. All that you have to do is follow the link in the description. It will be the first one that you can find, and I'll catch you guys there. To look for potential executions, we have to narrow down the time frame towards the 4 hourly, and what we can see is that right above this range low level, the price of Bitcoin is slow grinding towards the upside right over here, and you guys know that I love these kind of slow grinds. Why so? Because what we can see is that the price of Bitcoin is breaking out above the high over here, and also was breaking out above that high right over here. But what you guys don't know is that this is a fake or low probability break of structure, and also this is a fake or low probability break of structure, aka you can't trust these break of structures to build long positions on. Why? Because this high that we break through and also this high that we break through both carry no significance. Now why don't they carry any significance? Because these highs only bring us to a higher low over here and a higher low over here, and they are not bringing us to lower lows. A high only carries significance to break if it brings us to a lower low compared to the low that brought us to that high, and therefore these are fake break of structures. Now these fake break of structures do induce retail traders to still open up long positions, because retail traders don't know the difference between low probability and high probability break of structures. So they start opening up breakout long positions over here, or they start opening up breakout long positions right over here on the price of Bitcoin. Now we know that all those long positions, they need a low to cover their stop loss. Alright, it's time for a quick little coffee break. Trading is intense, but do you know what's even more intense? Missing out on our daily update. So I'm going to ask you guys to make a quick little sacrifice. So please make sure to like and subscribe in order to also check out our next video. Now, when we get into the mind of the retail trader, and they open up a breakout long position right over here, for example, what would be the target of retail traders? Obviously a brand new all-time high, which we can find right over here. Now, if they target that all-time high, they still need to find a low to cover their stop loss. If they would use this low, for example, we can see that the RR decreases all the way towards 1.24. So they won't be using that low to cover their stop loss, because we know that retail are greedy creatures, so they always target a high RR trade. So that means that instead of using that low, they probably will be using this low, or this low to cover the stop loss of their breakout long position that they are opening up because of the wrong reasons. And we can see that because of using this low, the RR increases towards 2.5 or towards 3.25. That means that all those longs that are open up over here or up on the pullback, and all those longs that were open up over here or up on a pullback because of those fake break-off structures, they are using these lows to cover their stop loss or this low to cover their stop loss, which means that this slow grind towards the upside, and that is the point that I'm making, is actually engineering liquidity beneath those lows. Now, we are basically engineering liquidity beneath those lows right above that range low area. And we know that if we want to be bullish, we need to hold that range low area. So what I'm looking at for Bitcoin is to get a sweep of this build-up liquidity into that range low area right over here, and then form a bounce towards that range high area right over here. Now, if we get this scenario on Bitcoin, I will be looking to execute longs over here, and as always, I will share that execution in my premium Discord server. Now for Ethereum, I'm looking at a similar scenario. Also for Ethereum, we're seeing a potential bottoming formation, in which we can see that we have a local liquidity sweep over here that resulted into a valid break of structure right over here. Then price consolidated over here before getting another push towards the upside afterwards. Now what we can see on ETH is that also Ethereum is currently slow grinding towards the upside, just like Bitcoin. And once again, as I just explained, that is once again engineering liquidity beneath the low over here and also beneath the low over here. Now I'm looking for a similar scenario on ETH as I was on Bitcoin, because I really like the way that ETH saw this local bullish liquidity sweep that was being followed up by this very aggressive impulse towards the upside. So I would like to defend this low right over here, which means that if Ethereum is also going to give us a sweep of this build-up liquidity over here, I would want to look for potential longs. Now, I'm not going to set any limit long orders on ETH. What I would want to see is to see a local liquidity sweep, and that local liquidity sweep, I want that to be followed up by an aggressive buyback and my bull stepping in over here, and then I want Ethereum to trade back above this high right over here. Now, this would be a potential bullish trigger for me. Then I will be looking for longs over here on ETH with my invalidation over here, and then I will be targeting much higher levels, starting with those equal highs that we have resting right over here for Ethereum. And if we get a bullish scenario like this, that could potentially offer a beautiful RR of approximately 5.33. Brand new trading ideas shared with you guys on both Bitcoin and also Ethereum. Now, if you guys like these kind of updates, I would love it if you guys could take some time to like this video, to subscribe to the channel. Then I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.